Hello everybody. Well, I posted a video last night about, or actually it was this morning, about the rock versus tree. And in the video someone mentioned about, I'm sorry I can't remember who it was, mentioned about the bell. Ding ding ding, that you often hear on my videos, that's mine. And I mentioned that with my boar and bear bell. And the comment was, boars in Japan. And indeed there are lots of boars in Japan, in the mountains here. And we had a little talk about, in comments, about the dangers of boars, and I was thinking about something that I learned about boars in the past that I thought might interest you. Japan, up until the modern period, of course, is a Buddhist culture, and to that end is largely, basically a vegetarian culture. Until the modern era, they didn't eat meat, and although they consumed lots and lots of fish. One of the reasons Japan has such a nice fish-based diet. The Japanese certainly enjoy their beef now, and their chicken, and their pork, and their horse meat, and all kinds of things. But in the past, people up in the mountains, up over there, in the hills up there, used to supplement their vegetarian diet with a cheater's type of fish. They called it mountain whale. I can't remember how it was called in Japanese, but that's how it translated into mountain whale. Now, the Japanese did indeed eat whales, and which I guess they regarded it as a fish, even though, of course, whales and dolphins are mammals, and so that was a source of protein. And I guess if you cut open a whale and you see the meat, you can tell it's not quite that fishy. So that was all. So I guess having whale meat down here for the people on the coast was a kind of a nice thing, but the people up there in the mountains no whales up there, so they couldn't have that little bit of a cheat, so to speak. So they found a way around it. They had something called mountain whale, and the mountain whale was basically wild boar. That's right. The people in the mountains would hunt and kill wild boar and eat it in a variety of ways under the title of mountain whale. A very nice way to add a little necessary protein into the diet, and while trying to keep in the Buddhist prescriptions regarding the consumption of red meat. This tradition continues today. My father-in-law is right back there. This used to be, you look at it now, this doesn't look at all like a farming community, but 60, 80 years ago, this was just a few farmhouses. This house right here, that's my wife's uncle's house right there, that place right there. This big house over here, and there were a collection of maybe 8 or 10 houses in this area, which formed the core of the village right here. And the farmland was all up through here. When Yumiko, my wife, was growing up, she told me all of this was farmland in here. Little trails little dirt trails crisscrossed the fields. She would traipse her way across the little fields on these little trails to get to school and back, and that was the way it worked. But now, in the last 60 years since the war, basically houses have popped up everywhere, and it's become a bit of an urban area. But if you continue up about 3 more blocks this way, you'll find yourself back in the woods. And there are farmers up here who hunt the wild boar, which live up there in those mountains up there, the Nihon Daira, and up here in these mountains up here as well. There are wild boar all over the place. And so they hunt and catch them, and my father-in-law, being one of the old-time families here, he is a regular recipient of select portions of wild boar meat. His farmer friends will come by and give him a big slab of wild boar. Now, they don't call it mountain whale anymore. They call it "いのしし," the basically the boar, wild boar. And so he'll call me up and say, "Hey, get some beer. We're going to have a boar nabe or boar oden or whatever the heck it may be, and some dish with the boar in it, or we're going to cook our boar, have a boar barbecue or something like that." So the Japanese still do enjoy their boar greatly. And well, by the way, speaking of old stuff, this is the famous Old Tokaido Highway that I'm walking on right now. Yes, indeed, the most famous historic road in all of Japan in old days. Samurai, emperors, emissaries of the Dutch ambassadors would travel this road. This was the greatest road in Japan. We're on it right now. Now it's just a silent place with a couple of old houses here and there, and a couple of old nearly boarded up businesses. This one's almost dead. But I digress. wild boar used to be called the mountain whale, a supplemental delicacy for the palates of the vegetarian Japanese back in the old days. There you go. Now when you go up in the mountains, you just have to watch out you don't get bored by the boar. Or gored by the boar, that's it. Well, if you get bored by a gored boar, I don't know. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye. I sound like the rainbow guy, don't I? Bye.